Thanks for staying with us. So during the inauguration of the Orthopedic and Trauma Center at the Federal Medical Center, Lagos, the Minister of State for Health, Mr. Joseph Ekumankama, acknowledged that the mass relocation of health personnel was a problem and was becoming worrisome. According to him, the greatest challenge facing the sector presently is the doctors and nurses leaving the country. He appealed to them to please remain in Nigeria to see the efforts of the government. For this conversation to go ahead, I also remember a conversation I had with somebody who was telling me that people who are moving into the UK now are not the types. They are educated. As they're entering, they're going straight into the workforce. It's not like those days where you come in, you go and do taxi first, you go and hustle here. There's nothing like that.
Already
they are coming in and in fact they're being poached. Some even if they do 1 or 2 year courses, they're going into what they make £50,000 a year. Look at those kind of jobs. So the same way we're also losing highly skilled people to Canada. We're losing them to Australia. We're losing them to America. So let's remove the fact that people are going there to go and hustle. Not all of them are going there to go and hustle. So these guys in the health sector are moving on. What are your thoughts? Because the minister was saying something about patriotism, asking them to be patriotic to stay back. Do you think it's the right thing to ask them not to leave? Or do you think the onus is on them to become patriotic and say, you know what, I must stay?
Yeah, so for me, I like the fact that it was an appeal, you know. I don't have the right to make a law to say don't go, but I'm just appealing. Is there any way we can work together and see how we can develop our country, especially in the healthcare system? Is there any way you can just suspend the plan to leave and let's all put our hands together and do this work? It's a very fantastic appeal. I like that. But I would also like that in making that appeal, because you are asking them to sacrifice their dreams of having a good life, doing the job that they love and being able to feed themselves and, you know, take care of themselves and go to raise their children, have a good home, a decent car and all that. You are telling them to suspend that dream for a greener pasture, to fix your country because of patriotism. I would also like that you come to the table and show us what you yourself, who is appealing, is going to do concerning your side of patriotism. So you're coming to the table. I want you to stay. But I am willing to say that in this interim that we're all looking to work this country out, that none of our government officials will travel out. We'll stay here. We'll use the medical facilities so that we can monitor what we are doing, monitor and see the progress we are doing. I would also say that in this time that I'm asking you to stay, we'll make sure that we pay this, pay that, increase this hazard allowance, make sure that you have the facilities that you need, make sure that you have the proper treatment you have been clamoring for. Make sure that you have it. So you are working, you're staying back, and I'm putting in efforts to make it comfortable for you to stay back and do your work. Then I would understand that there's sincerity in this appeal. But don't come and blackmail me with patriotism when I'm not seeing you make any sacrifices.
Okay, so I hear that. But let me come to you, Nima, because I have a theory that you can't stop anybody from leaving. I don't even think it's a good strategy for government to stop us from leaving, because if you want to leave, you have to leave. But in fact, I don't think it's beneficial to the country for people to leave to get more knowledge, better knowledge. However, what I think the strategy of government should be is to attract people back home. Because there are people who are there, who have learned the skills, who have seen they've seen the new modern way of health servicing. And they say, you know what, and many of them want to come home. They really want to relocate. They're done. Their children are now in university. They're all grown. And they're like, okay, I can't just be working here for all these years. I want to go back to Nigeria. But there's no enabling environment to attract them. So the strategy shouldn't be, don't go. The strategy should be, those of you that have gone, come back. This is what we are creating to let you be able to function in Nigeria. What do you think? Do you think that's the right strategy, or do you think we should still be patriotic and not leave at all?
So I think that's the right strategy, totally. And I actually think it's not just to win back, it's to keep. The number of doctors that we train here is still cheaper to train a doctor here. There are several cases they can use to train and learn here. So let's make it so lucrative that even when they go out to acquire additional skills, because most of the time when they go out to acquire additional skills, they don't come back. So your business is not to discourage those who already have businesses, who are already settled in those countries, and convince them to come back. Your business is to make it such that those who are trained here will be willing and love staying here. They will be content with staying here is the work condition okay? If they want to treat a person, do they have the implements and tools
that they need
at their beck and call? Or do patients still have to buy their gloves, buy this, buy that, so that the doctor will even be tired? You know, to assist the person, you're worried. Keep the working conditions, the facility where they need to work in the right condition. And see, some people will stay. So let's put our money where our mouth is exactly. And that goes to everybody in government. Because we hear patriotism. But the least patriotic people are those in government.